Okay, we're about 1 minute after the top of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and get started. It would be helpful for me if I could get some folks to raise their hand. Just click on the little hand sign, and that way I will know you can hear me. Just click on that little hand sign for me on your dashboard. Waiting for hands. Yay! Awesome, you can hear me. Okay, so I'm going to put all your hands down. Keep down, putting hands down. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so today we're going to talk about organic versus paid advertising, which is best for home care. If any of you have ever listened to me do this webinar in the past or something similar to this, you'll probably already know what my opinion is, or you might not. I don't know. But we're going to talk about it, and you guys can let me know what you think. So at the end of the webinar, I am going to, what I'm going to do is take questions and answers. So the questions and answers are through the dashboard. So where it says questions, all you have to do is type your question in there. So I'm not going to take any questions right now, but if you want to go ahead, anytime I'm talking, you can go ahead and type your question in anytime. You don't have to wait for me. You don't have to wait till the end. It's best if you go ahead and type them in because people say they can't hear me. Because if you wait till the end, then I'm waiting for you to type. So, and we're pretty quick about it. So short webinar, not too long today, and we're going to move through it and get to the Q&A at the end. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what are the best websites and platforms for home care marketing. And for all of you out there who are currently our clients, you know that when we do your program review, I tell you some very specific things, which I'm not going to talk about here necessarily, but I do say this. Facebook and LinkedIn are the two social media platforms that work the best for home care. You are never going to get a client at in 160 characters or less through Twitter. You're probably not going to get a client via Pinterest, even Pinterest for business. You're probably not going to get one off of Instagram. Facebook is your community outreach. LinkedIn is your professional-to-professional networking. Google is the search engine of choice. So these are the three websites or services or platforms, if you want to call them, that you need to focus on for home care. If you were selling T-shirts, or you were a lawyer, or you were a painter, or you built houses for a living, or you were a handyman, I would tell you something very different. But you aren't any of those, and your business is much different from all those other kinds of businesses. So when you're hiring someone to do all of your online marketing for you, remember, if they are not in the home care business and they do not understand your target market and the financial commitment and the emotional commitment and all of the other things that are happening, then they probably don't understand your market very well. It's a difficult market to be in for the online marketing portion of this. So Facebook, Google, LinkedIn. Those are the three we're going to focus on a little bit. The first thing we want to talk about is defining what the issues here. What is organic marketing in SEO? Organic search engine results are the natural, not paid results for a specific keyword phrase like home care St. Louis, and I'm going to show you a picture of that in just a minute. So when you type in the keyword phrase home care St. Louis, you type it in on Google, Yahoo, or Bing, and of course Google today is the only one we're going to talk about for this presentation. When you do that, then you get a mixed set of results. Some of it's going to be organic. Organic social marketing or social media marketing is using free tools provided by each social network like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn to build a social community and interact with it, sharing posts, responding to customer comments. For example, using Hootsuite or Buffer, these are programs you can use to schedule and publish tweets on Twitter, is organic. You might pay for a license to use Hootsuite or Buffer, but there is no charge from Twitter for publishing your tweets. That is organic. So I'm going to show you what that looks like on an actual Facebook business page. What is paid marketing? I want to just say this. This is just my little soapbox thing from doing this for 10 years almost now, 9+ years. SEO, search engine optimization, has absolutely nothing to do with paid marketing. If you do Google AdWords, which I'll show you in a second, that is not search engine optimization. If someone tells you that it is, or that's how they do SEO, then run away from that person because they don't know what they're talking about. SEO is not paid marketing. It's organic. And if it's not done organically, it will mean nothing. Okay, so paid search engine marketing. So you're doing Google AdWords, also called pay-per-click or PPC. Those are all exactly the same thing, basically. Paid social marketing, let's take Facebook for example, is paying to display advertisements in whatever the format is, text, image, videos, carousels, or sponsored messages to social network users based on their profile, like women age 45 in Houston, Texas. A cost is incurred depending on the type of ad planned. For example, many ads incur a cost per click, or a CPC. So we're going to look at what those things are. So this is paid marketing. So now let's talk about how you get to the first page of Google. There are two ways to do that. Through paid advertising, which is what we just talked about, Google AdWords, pay-per-click, PPC, same thing. Or through organic SEO, content, having a keyword strategy, doing blog posting, which is your content, getting backlinks, having authority, working with your website. It's a slow process like a turtle, but it works really well. So there are two ways to get to the top, paid or organic, and that's for Google. So let's look at paid advertising on Google. So for home care, well, first of all, let's look at our picture on the right-hand side. On the right-hand side of my screen, you see I typed in a search for home care St. Louis at the top there, and then you see two things. The first thing you see is home care in Metro St. Louis and home care senior pros, and that's a senior helpers ad. This is pay-per-click, Google AdWords, PPC. This is what this is. Find BBB Trusted Home Care, check ratings and reviews first, bbb.org. Well, this is not home care, but they want the BBB is advertising for you to use their services. And then if you look down here, you start seeing the maps. Now, on this picture right here, you do not see the first organic listing. Now, I've moved it around a little bit, but if I put it on a full screen for you to look at, you would only see 1 or 2 organic listings. The rest of this is maps or paid advertising, and Google is probably going to monetize these maps pretty soon. So organic marketing, organic SEO is important, but it's not getting the same bang for the buck that it used to. So let's talk about paid advertising. I am not a fan, I will just say that up front, of Google AdWords for home care, and I'll tell you why. Home care has a very specific problem, and that is that everyone and their brother thinks they can be a caregiver when they do not have a job. So for home care, when you do pay-per-click, it seems to be the 80-20 rule. You put $1,000 a month in your money bucket. 800 of those dollars in your bucket are going to go to job seekers, and 200 of those dollars are going to go to potential prospects. So meaning maybe a lead clicking on your ad. And when that potential prospect does click on your ad, there are a few things that can happen. Number one, they might only be a Medicaid qualifier and there's no way they can afford your services. They do not become a client. Number two, they need Medicare services or something else is an issue or whatever, and they do not become a client, or the person's just sort of gathering their information. They're not in pulling the trigger mode, they're in research mode. And that happens all the time, and that's okay. But that person is not going to instantly become your client. And number three, they become your client. They need help right now, they have the dough, and they want to become your client. Obviously, there are lots of people like that out there, or the home care industry wouldn't be making money. So you have the $200 divided up into 3 different sets of people, people who are researching, people who can't afford your services, and people who can. So that 200 is diluted just a little bit more. So for $1,000 a month, you're actually getting very few qualified leads probably. Once you turn off paid advertising on Google, like those ads that are at the top that you see there, once you turn them off, there's nothing. They're gone forever. It makes no difference. It has made no difference to your website. It has not given you any kind of a boost. That would be against the law. Google does not give favoritism to websites that are advertisers. They can't do that or they wouldn't have come this far. And it can be very expensive, almost always. This is a very expensive adventure when you do pay-per-click, and very low return on investment. Now, there will be some people who will tell you that they get great leads from their pay-per-click, and if that's the case, find out who they use and use them right away. But usually it's very low return on investment. If you go with somebody like Reach Local or Yodel or someone who's trying to get you to use paid advertising, then make sure that you use a tracked and recorded phone line, which usually they want to set up anyway, and make sure you actually follow through with listening to those calls. Because if you listen to those calls, and if they come back at the end of the month and they say, oh, we got 54 phone calls off your ad, well, that's awesome. But if only one of them was a lead, that's not so awesome. I just spent $1,000 plus I'm paying you a commission to run this AdWords thing, and I got one potential lead. So I am not a fan of pay-per-click just because I've seen all of these different scenarios happen. But if for some reason you find someone in the home care industry, not a lawyer, not a roofer, not a plumber, who's really happy, then absolutely give it a go. Okay. Organic SEO, content, keyword strategy, blog posting, backlinks, and authority. This is organic search engine optimization and getting your website to the top of the first page of Google without paying for it, although you may end up paying for it anyway. Is essential for all businesses. So no matter who you are in this case, if you want good traffic and you want recognition and you want to be on the first page of Google, you need to engage in these strategies. When you have content that's added to your website in the form of blog posts, that content stays on your website. It doesn't go away. When you add a blog post, you don't take it back down. You leave it there. Google likes new, fresh, unique content all the time. So 1 or 2 blog posts a week, I would say that's probably not even enough, but 1 or 2 weeks probably all that anyone could muster, and so that's awesome. It is a very time-consuming process. You can't just throw a bunch of junk up there and expect it to work. It's not going to happen. It needs to be search engine optimized content. It needs to be engaging to the reader. It needs to have photos. It needs to have lots of different things. And so a lot of you folks out there who want regular blog posting that's unique and not shared with 10,000 other franchisees or independent home care agencies, you turn to folks like us, LTC EP, and we post a unique blog post to your website as a blog post every single week. And we have 15 writers, and we write about 900 articles a month. So that's just what we do, and we're used to it. So that's the whole business we're in. So it can be time-consuming if you're trying to do it on your own. Everybody has the best intentions, but clients come first, and so this stuff gets set aside, and it never happens. Return on investment is always debatable when you're doing stuff naturally because the results of organic marketing stay with you for a very long time and build upon themselves. So that blog post that went up 2 months ago is going to all of a sudden promote you to the top of the first page of Google for a certain town and keyword phrase 2 months down the road. So in the instant that it was posted, it may not have generated anything, but 2 months later, you're on the first page of Google because Google has indexed your entire website again, and now you're seeing some great results from that blog post 2 months ago. So organic SEO, but again, you should have a tracked and recorded line, and you should be watching your forms, and you should listen to those calls. Organic SEO is hard to calculate a return on investment, but what you have to remember is that it stays with you forever. Once you have a great website that's on the first page of Google, as long as you continue to do the right thing and continue to add content to it, you're probably going to stay on the first page of Google. So that is organic. And so if you hire someone, yes, it's going to cost some money. So as opposed to the $1,000 a month, it may be $295 a month. And that $295 doesn't just disappear. It actually grows upon itself every single month. Okay, so this is a screenshot, the same one I just showed you, but this is the whole screen. So what you're seeing here is at the top, Google paid advertising. Paid advertising on Google AdWords. Then you have your map. Now I see 3 listings on the map. That's all you're going to get anymore. It used to be 7, now it's 3. And then if you look at the very bottom of my screen, you're going to see Home Instead Senior Care, St. Louis, Missouri. And they are at that's at the highest you can get on this page. This is from my desktop, not from a phone. So on my desktop, the only organic result that I see that's not in the map is Home Instead. So technically you have 4 organic results: Cooperative Home Care, Excel, At Home Care, and Home Instead. And Home Instead is at the top of the very organic. Sometime soon, this map is going to be monetized. So the organic results aren't going to start till way down here. This is not great for folks who need to be on the first page. We still have to play the game. We still need to be on the first page, and we still have to have the content, and we still need to do all those things. However, Google is monetizing as much as possible. So you're stuck down here even though you're on the first page of Google. I'm just going to see. Okay, so let's go on. Let's talk about social media marketing, paid and organic. So free or organic social media marketing is the first thing we're going to talk about. Now remember, this is free stuff. Facebook does not charge you to have an account. They do not charge you to have a business page, and they do not charge you to post content on your business page. It's all free. And it is essential for all businesses. Your content is going to stay on Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever you're posting it. And Google, we're going back to Google for a second, still likes new, fresh, unique content posted on other sites because that creates engagement. So I'm going to show you 2 organic posts on the left-hand side of my screen. At the top, you have one that's just a nice picture of Walt Disney. It says, why worry? If you've done the very best you can, worrying won't make it any better. So this kind of geared toward caregivers. You've done the best you can. Nice. Okay, whatever. So that is an organic post. That is not paid for. The one right below that came from the client's website. So we have one that's just a nice little quote and a picture of Walt Disney and cute and engaging, whatever. The one below that is how to set up a checklist for caring for your elderly loved one. And you see the little website address there. It says Deliver It. It's not really from Deliver It. That's who delivered it to Facebook. But it's actually from Comfort Keepers KD West Houston's website. So we did a blog post on their website, and boom, it came through to their Facebook. Both of these are organic marketing, are free. Facebook didn't charge us anything for that. Now, this is time-consuming in that you have to have someone in your office who is blog posting and sending it out to social media, and you have to have someone who's actually going to your Facebook page and putting the Walt Disney type stuff up or whatever the cute stuff is you want to put on your page. So it can be time-consuming to have someone in your office who is strictly devoted to social media and content. So that's why people hire services like LTC Expert Publications or whoever. So again, I say that return on investment is debatable because the results of organic marketing stay with you for a very long time and build upon themselves. So if all you did was just post organic stuff like this, I'm going to tell you that you probably aren't going to get very far with Facebook. It's awesome. It looks good. But if you're not doing a little paid advertising, which is what we'll talk about next, probably not many people are going to see it. Unless you have 10,000 people who have liked your page, then you're in business. So let's talk about paid social media marketing. Now, in this case, my first sentence is essential for all businesses who want to be seen. If you have 100 people who've liked your Facebook business page, 100 people, only 6 of them are ever going to see that Walt Disney post or that post that came from your website, 6 of them. But if you boost that post, B-O-O-S-T, boost it, I'm going to show you a picture in a second. When you boost it, and you boost it to the people who have liked your page and their friends, then you have about 75% more people. So of the 100, maybe 60 or 75 will see that as opposed to just 6. So you almost always, when you're trying to generate leads on Facebook, you're almost always going to need to boost your posts, increase your likes to your page, and you're going to want to drive traffic to your website from Facebook. So this is all stuff that needs to happen. But it's much less costly than Google AdWords. So when you're doing paid social media marketing, you kind of have the best of both worlds. Content's going to stay on Facebook and LinkedIn, and Google likes it because they see people clicking over to your website and reading articles and doing things. It is a little time consuming, and the return on investment can be debatable, but what we have found is that paid social media marketing, when you combine the natural, the organic, with the paid on the social media side, you get a better return on investment than you do just doing anything else, just organic or doing Google AdWords. The paid social media marketing and the organic are less costly, and they have a better return on investment for home care than any other methodology that we have tried. So this is a picture of a paid advertisement. And the reason you can tell it's paid is because what you're looking at here is my view of this page, and I'm an admin of this page. So what you're looking at is an ad for, Comfort Keepers has made a deal with GrandPad, and so together they're promoting it. So we did a post about GrandPad, and then we boosted that post for $10. So now instead of just 15 or 20 people seeing it, 744 people have seen this ad, and in the Houston area or the Katy area. So that's awesome for this person. And people have liked it, and they have shared it, and they have clicked on it. So this is awesome, and their phone number is right there at the top. So if somebody wants more information about it, they can go ahead and just make that call. All right, so this is a planned event. This isn't random. We don't boost posts that are Walt Disney doing a quote. That's not helpful. It's a planned, paid advertisement that looks natural, and it has a call to action. Ask us more about this product available through Comfort Keepers, West Houston, Katy, 281-407-0202. This is a plan. It has an action that it's asking the reader to take, and 744 people so far have seen it. Do I know how many people have picked up the phone and called? No. But I do know that if we hadn't had a plan and we hadn't boosted this post, it would have for sure gone nowhere. So keep that in mind. This is a paid advertisement right here. All right, so let's go on to our next slide. Okay, so lots of studies have been done. So one was research from a group called CrowdTap, and it revealed that 64% of 3,000 people surveyed used social media to find inspiration for shopping, and that's up 51% versus the prior year. So if you've ever been on Facebook and you're scrolling through and you see an ad, here's a good one, for toothpaste that makes your mouth black when you brush your teeth, but as soon as you get done brushing your teeth and you rinse your mouth out, your teeth are perfectly white. So if that kind of thing interests you, then boy, oh boy, they've got you right there. That's pretty cool. You're going to just click on that, and then you're going to buy it for $19.99, and you're done. So social media advertising is more about discovery, meaning Google AdWords is I'm searching for home care in St. Louis, boom, there's my first 2 results. Social media advertising helps people discover the solution to their problem. So when you are advertising in Houston, Texas, and you're advertising to people aged 25 to 65 who, and you put some other parameters in there. I won't give all of our parameters away. they're going to see your home care agency's Facebook ads. And they're going to know that you exist, and they're going to know that if they do need help or care, that you're there for them. And they're going to see that because their friends have all liked your page or whatever. So you're targeting your market extremely well through Facebook, and you're showing ads to people who probably are going to be interested at some point. Okay, so just going back to my little stuff here. This is driven by retailers targeting consumers with personalized offers and deals on social networks. So if you've ever been, let's say you went to Walmart or Target.com and you search for something, and then you went over to Facebook, and all of a sudden those bunk beds that you were looking at Target.com are showing up on the side of your Facebook. That's weird and creepy, but that's called retargeting, and that is very much targeting what the retailers think you want to see. Nearly half, or 46% of social media users are already using social platforms while thinking about making a purchase. They're asking for recommendations. Who would you recommend for home care? Who would you recommend for this? So the words home care show up, and then boom, your home care ads start showing up in that person's timeline. 40% of users are actively deciding what to buy based on what they have seen on social media, including reviews and recommendations, and this is only set to grow. This is only a little bit of research. There are no guarantees, but social commerce is the present, not the future. It's expected that buying through social media will only increase. And I would say that that's absolutely true. Listening, learning, and responding. So when you are using social media for your marketing, in the free side, the organic side, organic is ordeal for community management. You don't need paid campaigns to listen to what people are saying about you. So you can see the reviews that people have left for you on Facebook. You can see the comments that people put on your Facebook business page. That's all organic or free, and other people are reading that. So it's important that you pay attention. What's important is that the listening and learning elements are part of your organic approach to social media. They should happen naturally, meaning you have to be actively involved with your community. If you're not responding effectively on a personal level to inquiries and complaints, a paid program may attract further criticism. So, in other words, if you're going to use social media to your advantage, whether it's paid or organic, you need to make sure you're paying attention to what's going on. Using social for content marketing. A content plan should sit above, like an umbrella, above all your marketing channels, defining the key stories and when they play. Social media can then be used to help tell these stories, whether it's through one-off announcements like a Facebook post or a series of short posts that build the story over time. So one of the ways that we do that is we create videos for our clients that answer all of the frequently asked questions about home care. So if they are watching and if they're a fan of this page, they're going to see videos that talk about companion services and what that means, and about light housekeeping and light laundry and light meal preparation. They're going to see posts about transportation, about errand running. So over time, 2 times a month actually, they're going to see a whole series of videos that educate and help the viewer or the fan understand more about what that home care agency does for people. So even if they're not ready today to make a decision about home health care, when they're ready tomorrow to do that, if they've looked at their Facebook page lately, they're going to see those videos. Because we don't just put them up there organically and then leave them. We actually boost them. So we turn them into a paid advertisement. And we make sure that as many people, and usually there are thousands of people, see those short videos. And we're talking 30 seconds to a minute, no longer than that. So paid social can help amplify your organic content, which is what I just talked about with those videos, using social network advertising tools to target the audience. So when we run those videos or any of the other things that we boost or post, if we're going to turn them into something that's paid, we have a plan in mind. Okay, micro-targeting people using paid campaigns. So if you're on Facebook and you're going to do some paid campaigns, which is what we do, we can target based on interest. So we can target family caregivers. We can target people who expressed an interest in home care or aging or elderly care or family or whatever. We can use remarketing tools, meaning that we can make sure that if you click on my ad one time or you go to my website, you're going to see my ad over and over again because obviously you like what you see. And we can create lookalike audiences, which means if this set of people in Houston really like this page and this ad, then probably this set of people are also going to like this page or this ad. So Facebook gives us a lot of opportunity. So here's my magic formula. First of all, you need to have a website that is based on an up-to-date platform and that is on an up-to-date platform and is search engine optimized page by page, and that's all organic stuff. You got to have that done first before you go down this road of advertising. You need weekly unique content added as blog posts. You need unique blog posts that are sent out to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.com, Pinterest, etc. So in other words, the content that you add to your website needs to be unique and not copied on 100 other websites. You need daily organic content posted to Facebook. So my Walt Disney and that post that you saw with the checklist, those are organic content. You need to have something up there daily, not 2 or 3 times a day, just once a day. And there are certain times of the day that are better than others, believe it or not. You should do weekly boosting of specific posts, but for every time you decide to do that, you need to make sure you have a plan. Don't just do it randomly. And then you also need to plan on having video. So one thing we didn't get into here too much was the value of video. I've already talked about that a lot, but video is important. And it's going to continue to be important, and people would rather watch an engaging short little video than they would read some long dissertation. And it's that demographic coming up and that demographic that's on Facebook that's really going to appreciate that video. Personally, I'd rather read it, but whatever. So these are the important things in the magic formula without giving too much away. So I will take questions. If you have a question, please type it into that little dashboard area where the questions are. When you type that in, then I'll just go through first come, first serve and answer any questions you might have about paid versus organic, social media versus search engines. I know it's all a lot of information, but I certainly will help you out. And if you want to know more about our services, of course, there's my commercial. I'm Valerie with LTC Expert Publications. We've been doing this for home care agencies for almost 10 years now, which makes me feel old. We do website development, content, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, which is just what we talked about a lot with Facebook. And we have some very specialized Facebook programs that include video for folks. So if that is something you're interested in, please call me. And either myself or George Novison, my business partner, will call you back, and we can let you know what's up with all that. So I'm going to take questions. Last call for questions. Ooh, there's a lot of questions. Okay, can you please make this content available by email? This is totally new to me. Well, I will send out the replay of this video to everyone. I do not send out our PowerPoint presentations because those are proprietary, but you can have the video. I will make sure everybody gets it. How do you get to the top like home instead is? I think we just talked about all that. Echo on the, sure's my end, echo's gone, worked it out, Brian. What do you think about video series of employee client stories? What should our call to action be? So anytime you want to do videos that include your employees or your clients, that's fine. Make sure you have all your permission slips created by your lawyer because these are going to go out all over social media and some families may or may not be happy about that. But if you're going to do that and you have all your permissions, then what's important to make sure when you're creating a video is that the audio is fabulous. So you want to make sure you have everybody mic'd up appropriately and you have good lighting. Without those two things, then you kind of have a dark, quiet video that's not worth promoting. So those are my only two really big recommendations. And you can use a smartphone to do any of your video, but you just need to make sure you go to Amazon and buy a mic. You can get a 20-foot corded mic that you stick into your headset jack on your phone, and you can mic up the person who's going to be talking or answering the questions or telling their story. And then you can easily get a light or something, or just make sure you're in a really well-lit room, and then go ahead and go. One of the things that in the Facebook programs that we're about to do for our clients is we're about to go ahead and go live on Facebook for every single one of them with some proprietary and some educational live webinar style. They're very short consumer education presentations. So we're about to do that for all of our clients. And Google and Facebook both love live videos. So we're going to do that, and it's going to be fabulous. Okay, does anybody else have a question for me about anything related to any of these items before I get off the phone here with you? I think that might be it. Okay, so if anybody else has any questions, please give us a call at 888-404-1513. You can email me at Valerie at LTCEP, like LTC Expert Publications, LTCEP.com, and we'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to working with you in the future, and let us know if you need anything as far as the presentation goes. I will send out the replay as soon as it renders. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.